I'd like to put this in the form of two questions. The first question...
I'm not very bright, so give them one at a time.
Okay, well, and they're really one question. But the thing is that I saw my father die at age 73 in a family that lives a lot of times to be 99. And the thing is, he died a horrible death because of smoking cigarettes.
Sure.
And the thing is that when I was a boy and my brother were boys, we never saw our father smoke. He never smoked in front of us. The only way we knew he smoked is that he had 2 yellow fingers. Mm-hmm. And the thing is that we kind of figured out over time that basically the reason he didn't want us to see him smoking was because he knew he was addicted. Mm-hmm. And he did not want us to become addicted to nicotine.
Right.
And then there's the other question is that the everyday person, it's common knowledge, which may be conventional wisdom, which is usually not that wise, or it may not be real knowledge. But the point is that, and that is that if you try crystal meth, you're going to be hooked. And that's it. There's no road back. But anyway, what I'm saying is, how do you answer these two questions?
Well, I've tried crystal meth.
Okay.
I'm not hooked. The only thing I'm hooked on is what you're talking about, tobacco. I've tried crack. As a matter of fact, I spent 6 months with a mid-level dope dealer in Chicago. I had to leave there because I can't put up with that lifestyle. That's just too hard. I'm an old man. The thing that, understand this is that, sure, nicotine is highly addictive and you do die from it. More people die from cigarette-related things than all of the illegal drugs combined. But understand this, no one in the history of man has ever died from direct ingestion of cannabis, or at least it hasn't been documented. Understand this too, that 90% of the time that people die, let's say from a heroin overdose, you read about it, it's not from the heroin. It is from the substances that it's cut with. Pure heroin is this perfect pain reliever in that it does not destroy body tissue. There's no other drug on the market can make that claim. This drug stops all pain, and that's what it's basically used for. I'm not here arguing for drug use. I'm not. I'm arguing for a sound, logical approach to the problem. The thing that we have to do is be educated thoroughly about all of these drugs. Crystal methamphetamine, for most people, yeah. But the biggest problem with methamphetamine or crystal meth is sleep deprivation. Because once you start using this drug, you can't go to sleep. And over a period of time, it just wears you down. Even if you don't use drugs and you don't sleep for 2 days, you start hallucinating. So understand this, under medical supervision, these drugs can be controlled. Now, when you talk about crystal meth and methamphetamine, it causes other types of problems too. Say for instance, we had a meth lab here, and we were cooking chemicals and all that stuff, and it gets in the walls, it gets in the rugs and everything. And people that come in here, let's say to live, over a period of time they will start to develop cancer. Now that's another problem, that's a definite problem. You have to strip down the walls, get rid of the rugs and all of that because they have cancer affecting agents. How do you feel about all this, Paula? You've been pretty quiet. I'm not singling you out, I'm not putting you on the spot, but how do you feel about this? Think we're all wet? Think I'm all wet or full of it? And I can deal with that.
No, I'm learning.
Oh, you're learning?
It's a beginning, yes. I work in an inner city in Providence, Rhode Island, and most of my students are students of color.
Yeah. You're New England too. I'm from Connecticut.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, sir.
With medicalization, I remember a while back I told a friend of mine that they had done it in Canada, and her reaction was, "Oh, that's terrible." Because what I've found talking to people that don't do drugs, a lot of them come from an education. I mean, we're told that people who do drugs are different, like it's other, and they don't want to hear that their tax dollars are going to that. I was wondering if you have any advice for, I mean, I didn't, my reaction was not that's terrible. I mean, I thought it sounded like a great program, and I like what you're saying. I'm thinking of ways that it can be framed so that people don't say, I don't want my tax dollars going to support somebody's drug habit.
Well, that's what it's doing right now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a perfect comeback.
Yeah.
Because everything that they tell you, you can countermand with, it's happening now. Most people's arguments against the drug war is already happening. So that tells you up front that they don't have a clue about what's going on. So there's a lot of comebacks to what they say. Like, most recently is this. Rudolph, I don't know, Giuliani, the guy that's running for president. He was in New Hampshire, and he was talking to the press about how medical marijuana should not be approved. And they did a poll of something like 12,000 people right after, in the state of New Hampshire, right after he left. And the first question they asked was, do you agree with what Giuliani said about not having medical marijuana? It's a hoax to legalize marijuana. 68% of the people said they didn't agree with Giuliani.